We have multiple Minnesota Wild updates which have serious implications on tonight's Game 6 versus the Vegas Golden Knights. We're going to be talking about the roster moves that are made, as well as some very interesting stats heading into this game that the Wild are going to have to keep in mind if they want to win this game. We're going to be breaking it all down here in this video, going over what we have before the game. In this video, very quickly, before we do, be sure to hit the sub button if you haven't already. We know that a percentage of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot for all of your Minnesota Wild news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button, join us here on the channel. We're covering everything Minnesota Wild, including these playoffs as well, heading into the offseason, which we hope is not going to be tomorrow. But let's get straight into this video here, starting off with our first tweet here from Joe Smith, saying the only players on ice for optional skate this morning were Devin Shore, Ville Hinostroza, Zeev Boyum, Liam Ogrim, Declan Chisholm, and Marc Andre Fleury. So we don't have a practice this morning that was, not optional. So we aren't getting an idea of what the lines are going to be tonight. However, with this, we do have a pretty good idea of the lineup that is going to be the same. It looks to be that this lineup is going to be the same. Of course, these are the players that were scratched in last game, apart from Marc Andre Fleury, who did come into this game afterwards with the injury, the illness to Gustavsson, which is obviously a tough look for that, and hopefully we see Filip Gustavsson in tonight, though. If we don't, that's okay. I still trust Marc Andre Fleury. I know we all trust Marc Andre Fleury, and, whatever happens, happens. That's all we can really say at this point. There's nothing you can really do to stop an illness. Now, with Zeev Boyum being taken out for last game and replaced with Jon Merrill, who made a few mistakes, but we're not putting any blame on him here during that game, there is a chance he returns to this lineup this evening, and will be interesting to see, and we don't have any updates yet. He could be here skating because he didn't skate last game. It still could be because he's just waiting to be ready to go if need be. Another player, Liam Ogrin, who we thought would come out for Gustav Nyquist, who we do have an update on later here in this video. These seem like the same lineups that we're going to be seeing from last game. Maybe a change from Zeev Boyum, maybe Liam Ogrin, but the way that's looking right now, at least to me, and from the kind of the prior knowledge of what the Wild have done with optional skates, it's looking like the lineup will be pretty similar. And this is what we have in this screenshot here as well from John Hynes, saying that, from Joe Smith discussing John Hynes. He said that the lineup decisions have not yet been made, but did allude to Nyquist getting another chance at the next game to rebound from a tough offside call. Also said the game-winning goal was not on Merrill, a combination of factors, mistakes in coverage on that play, which is absolutely correct. And as I mentioned, you can't really blame Jon Merrill solely on that play. He definitely was out of position. However, there was a whole bunch of mistakes which led up to that moment and really let the game slip out of the Wild's hands after a brutal offside call, which of course was offsides, and also the Jon Merrill not holding his man in front of the net. But with things like that, with the way that the Wild have been playing over this series, it really is just a matter of cleaning things up. They've been playing well. They've been playing very, very well, in fact, and cleaning up these little tiny mistakes that, every NHL player will make is something that they just need to be sure to do here for this upcoming game. And when we're also talking about how the Wild have been playing and what they've been doing, there have been a few reports about players that need to step up, because we know the Wild have been an excellent team thus far in these playoffs, and especially when we're looking at last game's stat card, even though it was a loss for the Wild, you see a lot of positive, but also a lot of negative here, which is something that we don't want to see, perhaps. We really want to see a lot more on the right side of this, and this just really is a glorified plus-minus at the end of the day, so take this with a grain of salt. But when we're looking at the bottom line here, Yakov Trenin, Justin Brazeau, Marco Rossi, those players should not be at the bottom of this list. I want to see Marco Rossi step up, and he's doing what he can on that fourth line. If it were me, you could probably even put him up on the third, maybe the second. You never really know what could happen. The top six have been playing very, very well. But, Marco Rossi, full 82-game season, has been playing very, very well. Wants to prove himself that he can stay on this Wild team if it don't come down to a trade. And it makes sense to have him up here somewhere, but there also is that discrepancy of not having the amount of experience in the playoffs that other players do. But when we're looking at the rest of the lineup here, the top half of this, the top two lines realistically, are all positive. They all were rolling and rolling and rolling all series long, and this is something that's going to have to continue, and something that's going to have to continue into this game, because we know what happens if they lose. They're eliminated. But Matt Zuccarello up here as well has been a name that's kind of been all over the place about not really being in this lineup as a star player that he should be. We have Kirill Kaprizov, Matt Boldy at the top of this, 9 points, 7 points. Ryan Hartman would have been point per game if that goal had counted. However, we saw it wasn't, but At the bottom of this list here, you have guys like Joel Eriksson Ek, Matt Zuccarello. Eriksson Ek obviously is there for his defense, his faceoffs, everything like that. Not known for his offensive talent, but it is there. He is also playing hurt, I think, and that's what we're going to see come out whenever the Wild get eliminated, and hopefully, of course, that is in a month and a half time when they do win the Stanley Cup, if that happens. But Matt Zuccarello is a player that I want to see step up. He's been a player that has had that experience in the playoffs, has had the experience in the regular season, has played with this team for years, but we're just not seeing anything really click for him in these playoffs. And I think if the Wild need a chance to win and want this chance to win, they're going to need a big step up from a guy like Zuccarello, who hasn't playing well, has been playing on the ice, but has not really been contributing too much on goals, which I think needs to be the big factor here, crashing the net on Adin Hill, going and putting the puck wherever you can on him. There's been certain opportunities where we see the Wild, and many of their goals this playoffs have come on the exact same play on Adin Hill, which is crashing the net, coming over, coming across the crease, and putting it short side where you just were. It's worked many times. Matt Boley has scored multiple goals on it, and I hope the team recognizes this game. Adin Hill, he's a good goalie, but he's not that good when it comes down to these types of players that we're looking at here on this Wild team. Now, we do have more updates here as well from, not just the Minnesota Wild, but the Vegas Golden Knights as well, as Bruce Cassidy has ruled that Pavel Dorofeyev will be out tonight. Said he's considered day-to-day beyond that. Now, of course, we say it here always. I'll always say it. You don't want anybody to be injured. The game of hockey is a game that we all love, that we all want to see. We want to see the best on best. But when it does come down to the Wild here, this is something you have to take advantage of. Top goal scorer for Vegas this year, and someone who's really put the Wild in a brutal spot in these playoffs, has played very, very well against us in Pavel Dorofeyev. It's out now. You need to take control of that. You need to go. You have to shut down guys like Jack Eichel, Mark Stone, William Karlsson. Those guys are your top contributors on the opposing team. Shut those guys down, put the puck in the back of the net on Adin Hill, and we're going to be in a good spot. But that's going to come down to everybody playing at their top level, everybody playing well together. And when it comes down to Matt Zuccarello as well, we know that he needs to be in this lineup and locked in. And as we see, 69 games played this season with 54 points, still at the age of 37, going on 38, playing at a level which is not very heard of for someone this age, nearly playing 20 minutes time in ice, just under that. And, having this in the Wild system, having this in the way that the Wild play in their lineup, and having a 62% Corsi, which is absolutely insane for a winger, to be honest with you. He's contributing so much, and we just need to see him get back to that level that he was at for pretty much all of the regular season. And if there's time to do it, it is tonight. But we do have one final screenshot here before we finish this video off. A very interesting fact kind of coming out of this series. The winner of each of the first 4 games between the Golden Knights and Wild have held the lead going into the third period. The final frames have been hectic, filled with lead changes, but the team leading after 2 periods is 4-0 so far in the series. Now, this is before last game as well, so if this doesn't say anything at all, you have to be leading going into this third period. We know the Wilds, we know the Vegas Golden Knights are both very, very good defensive teams while also having an elite offense on each side. The winner of that can really shift their focus. The winner of the 2 periods, I should say, could really shift their focus to defense in that third period. Lock everything down, have your goalie playing well, and it really goes to show that defense wins games, defense wins championships, and also having that offense of the Wild do, we need to have everybody rolling. So let me know what your predictions are for tonight. Is there any moves that you want to see made? Of course, we don't know yet what the lineup is going to be. We still have these ones here from John Hynes, what he said. Gustav Nyquist seeming to be in. We don't know about John Merrill yet. We don't know about Zeke Boyum. We don't know about Liam Ogren or anybody. So let me know if there's any of those moves that you want to see made. But that's all I got in this video. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. I'm signing out. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.